Okay, so let's have a little look at how to solve a Hashi puzzle. So as it says, we've got our little puzzle here with a box around the outside, and inside we have lots of circles that represent islands. And the numbers inside the islands tell you how many bridges have to lead away from that particular island. Now, bridges have to connect to other islands. So you could have a bridge going from that island to that island. You could have a bridge going from this island to this island. Now, rules about bridges, they have to be either horizontal or vertical. You cannot have an island that goes diagonally. That is not allowed. So I'm just going to get rid of that. As I've already mentioned, the numbers inside the circles tell you how many bridges have to lead away from it. So this little circle here, this island, now has one bridge leading away from it. So I can't draw any more bridges leading away from it because there's already one drawn. So I could, if I wanted, draw a little line through it to say that I'm now done with that island. What you can also do, you can have multiple bridges going in the same direction. So I could have a bridge leading down like this from my island of 3 to my island 4. I could have a second bridge as well. But you can only have a maximum of 2 bridges connecting the same 2 islands. Okay, so I can't draw a third one, for example, joining 3 and 4 together. Something else you can't do, you can't have bridges that overlap other bridges. No, in fact, we don't really have a situation that I could show you here. But let's say I had an island in the spot here. I had a 2 in it. Let's say I had a bridge connecting this island to this island. I wouldn't then be able to have a bridge connecting this island and this island because I've got 2 overlapping bridges. That is not allowed. So I would have to get rid of my last bridge that I drew there. What you should find is once all your islands have the right number of bridges, it should be possible to travel from every island to every other island. What I mean by that is, let's say I had this particular setup. Let's get rid of a few of these bridges here. I'll get rid of my new island that I had there. Let's get rid of. Let's say I had. Let me think about it. Oh yeah, I know. So let's say I had this island connected to this island down here. So they both have a number 2 in it, which means they both need to have 2 bridges leading away from it. Now I wouldn't be breaking the rules if I drew another bridge connecting these 2 islands. But all of a sudden, this island already has 2 bridges. This island already has 2 bridges. I can't connect these 2 islands anymore because they've got the maximum number of bridges required, which is 2. Which means that the people who live on these islands won't be able to travel to any of the other islands. So I must have made a mistake. As I've already mentioned, it needs to be possible once all your bridges are drawn in for you to travel from any island and get to any of the other islands. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a go at completing this little warm-up puzzle so we can see how it's going to appear and what strategies we can employ. So I've made a few bullet points down here is where some good starting points are. So good starting points are islands with the biggest values, islands that have a value of 1 in them, and islands that live in the corners. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with this island down here, this island 4. So there has to be 4 bridges leading away from it. Now remember, bridges can only go horizontally and vertically. So the only 2 islands we can really travel from here is the island directly above in a vertical direction and the island to the left in a horizontal direction. There's actually no other islands we can connect the 4 to. Remember, we can't go diagonally and there's nothing below, nothing to the right. So there has to be a bridge going straight up. There has to be a bridge going to the left. How do I know this? Because we need 4 bridges leading from this. And because there's a maximum of 2 bridges that you can have, connecting the same two islands, there's only one possible way in which we can draw bridges in from this island of four, and that's two bridges going up and two bridges to the left. There's no other possible bridges that can be drawn for this one. So I've got all four bridges drawn for this island, so now I can cross it out. Notice how this island with two in now has two bridges leading out of it, so this island is also complete, so I can cross that one out. Where can I go from here? Well, this island of three needs at least one more, well, it needs exactly one more bridge to give it three bridges leading away from it. I can't do any more bridges going down because I've got a maximum number of bridges going down, which is two. I can't go diagonally because that's not allowed. The only other place we can connect this island is to the left. And if I draw one bridge drawing to the left, I've now got one, two, I've got three islands now connected to this island. Sorry, I've got three bridges now connected to this island. So I can cross it out and I'm done. This island. Where can I go from here? Well, this island now has a single bridge connecting to it, but I need one more bridge. I could possibly connect it to the island on the left, which is this island of one, or I can connect it going downwards to this island of two. There's a reason why I can't connect it to the island of one. Can you see why? If I connect it to the island of one, that now means that I've finished this island of two because it now has two bridges. But it also means I've finished this island of one because it has one bridge leading out of it. And now look at all these bridges we've connected. They're all completed, which means I can't connect them to the rest of the bridges we have left over. And the rule states that once you are finished, you should be able to travel from each island to every other island, which we can't do. For example, this island of one, it's not possible to get to this island, this island, this island, or this island. So I must have made a mistake. And my mistake was that last bridge that we drew, because we had an option. We went for the bridge going to the left, but that mustn't have been correct. Which means the only other option we've got is to connect it to the island below. I connected it to the island below. Once again, I finished this island of two, and now I'm onto this island of two. So where can I go from here? Well, the only other option I've got now is connect it to the left, because I've got nowhere else to connect it to, so I must be done. So I can now cross off this island because it now has two bridges connecting it, and now onto this island of three. Now this one's a little bit trickier because I need another two more bridges to satisfy this island of three. I've already got one connecting to it. I need another two. So I could go up or I could go down. I can't connect another one to the right because the island to the right is already finished. So which way do I go, up or down? Well, I need another two bridges, don't I? Now, if we think about it, the island above isn't connected to anything. And in fact, this island above can only connect to this island of three. It can't connect to the right because that one's complete. So in order for this island to be connected to the rest, because it has to be connected in some way, that means it must be connected to the island of three. Now it's joined up, it can travel to any other island we've connected so far, so that bridge must be correct. I can cross that one out because it now has a bridge connecting to it. Now I'm back to this island of three. It needs one more bridge to make three. It can't go up, that one's complete. It can't go to the right, that one's complete. So the only other option we've got is connecting it downwards. Now I've got three bridges, I can cross off the island of three. Onto this island of two, I've only got one option. I can't go up to the island of three because that one's finished. The only other option I've got is connect it to the island of one to the right. The island of two is now finished, I can cross it off. And this island of one is also now finished because it has a single bridge connecting it. So notice now I've crossed off all my islands. Have I satisfied the conditions? The answer is, well, they all have the right number of bridges connecting them, But is it possible to travel from each island to every other island? If we just pick one at random, this island of 2, can I travel to every other island from it? As I move around the puzzle, the answer is yes. And if you choose any other island, it is possible to travel to every other one. So I have now completed this Hashi puzzle. Have a go at the next one on your own.